Hey guys, welcome back to another vlog video. Today I wanted to talk to you about the why I like Janomes, because as we mentioned in the first video, my sewing machine and serger are both Janome brand. We started with the Janome machine about 6 years ago, and my old machine had just given out on me, and so we just decided to go with a newer machine, and everybody recommended the Janome. So we said, sure, why not? So it comes with this nice hard case that we put over it whenever we're not sewing, which is rare. And then one of the things I like about it is all of the different options. The top ones are options on just the basic stitches that you want to do. The bottom ones are really awesome. Those are stretch stitches. I did not know about stretch stitches before I got this machine. These are great. I love using the D stitch, stretch stitch, the F, and the H whenever we're doing wide hems. We have the serger machine over here, so normally I'll run it through the serger machine, but I love bringing it back over and then using these wider stitches to hold that serge piece in place, and then it still hems it, and it gives it a really nice pretty border on it. So that's one of the things I like about it, is all the multiple stitches it has, and it has the basic knob control over here. The second thing I loved about it is that my old machine, could not put buttonholes on. This machine will do buttonholes, and all of the attachments are down here in the, I cannot do it one-handed, in the tray that comes out, and everything is in there that I need. All I've got to do is pull down a couple pieces here too, but it's just so easy to do. Once I learned how to use the machine, I was able to do buttonholes, and I usually do 3 to 5 on the sleeve dresses, but I was able to do the buttonholes in like 5 minutes now. All I have to do is have the button size I need, set the dials over here, and then I'm good to go. So that's reason 2 why I love the machine. I also love, this may sound weird, but I love how where the cutter is on it. I actually have a friend whose machine, the cutter is not here, and a couple people have complained on their newer machines, this cutter just wears out so quickly. I'm really picky about my machines. I'm very careful with them. I have a lady at church who works on them, and she does it. Anytime I ask her, I just say, hey, this machine needs work on. She came over recently to work on the serger for me. So I also, have somebody that helps me keep them clean. But I love how I've never had a problem with this cutter. It's always worked just the way I needed it to, and it's just been perfect. Like I said, I love how the tray is on there. I love how the whole piece comes out to where if I want to just run, doing a hem, or just running a stitch along the side of something where I need to run it over like a sleeve or something like that, I can just pull that off, and it's amazing, and I love that. And I mean, it's got all the different sizes in it, and then as far as I know, it's all metal parts on the inside, which was a big bonus for us, because all the ones usually the ones that have plastic machinery inside them tear up quicker. And in case anybody was wondering, the reason why I have that piece of material right there is to keep the needle safe for whenever we're moving it, and just out of habit I just usually do it in case I don't know when I'm going to move it or not. One of the things I do not like about this machine is that the bobbing pieces have to be plastic, which you would think, okay, the rest of the machine is metal. Why do these have to be plastic? If you put a metal bobbing in there, it will actually tear up the machine. So that was one thing I did not like about it, was having to go out and buy all these brand new bobbins, because it won't take the older metal bobbins. Which also meant that if I had an older color that I really liked and wanted to use, I either had to run a new bobbin on it, or I had to just, I don't know, I would just have to do it their way. But that was one thing I did not like, was having to switch out all those bobbins and get the plastic ones. The second thing that makes it a little difficult to use, like you just saw with the thread is hanging loose right there. If you don't have the thread hanging off like a lot, and I am a very, not really hoarder type of person, but I'm really, I don't like waste. I can't stand waste. So to keep the thread from coming out of the needle, I mean just moving the needle a little bit, you have to have a lot of thread hang off the back of the machine or it's going to come off. And then you're going to have to rethread the whole machine before you can get started again. And I hate the extreme amount of thread that you have to pull off the back that's going to be thrown away and snipped off. And I haven't really found a good use for it because it's too short to sew with, but it's too long to really, you know, it's just so much waste at the end of a sewing project whenever you're having to do that every time you're sewing something different. So that was another thing I did not like, was how much thread you're having to pull off the back. It was a lot more than my older machine had to use. But I did not like that about it. I do like how the bobbin runs on it, how you can just, it runs back through here and then it goes on here, and you know, that piece moves, and then of course you can pop the handle out to keep the needle from moving. So I do like how the bobbin runs on there. There's actually not a whole lot of complaints about it. Like I said, the only thing that really bothered me was having to redo the bobbin and the thread, you know, the thread waste that's on it. On the serger, overall I really like it. I've had a few problems with it, but overall I really like it. It runs basically how I need it to. It has, you can use different lengths with it. I actually have the cutter set aside right now because I did have some complication with it recently and had to have somebody work on it. One of the features I do love is being able to have the cutter, if you can, I can't pull it out one-handed, so you can just kind of see it down there where it's moving. You can actually twist it down and be out of the way if you don't want the excess cut off, and all you want to do is serge. I really like that feature. I really like the thread holder on the back and how everything's organized on it. I love how it stays like that. Overall, I like it. There are two things I absolutely hate. I don't use the word hate very much, but there's two things I absolutely hate about this machine. Number one is the number one threader. If you can see all the complicated instructions on there for the green one right here, this piece right here goes under this metal work. You have to literally run it through that hole, it has to come back out over here, and then you got to thread it through and then run it back through under the machine again to get it back up and under. And it's not just that one. Whenever that one breaks, you have to rethread the entire machine. And sometimes that one decides it doesn't want to thread right the first time. And the first time I threaded it, it literally took me an hour to thread just this machine. And so I was just like, you know what, I really hate this. So I just decided, okay, I'm just not going to be threading this that much and changing the threads out on it. So if it doesn't need white, oh well, it's going to be serged with white, because I just absolutely hate threading that one needle on here. So that's one of the things I absolutely hate about this machine. The only other thing I don't like about it is that I don't always sew on 5/8. I'm more comfortable on my machine sewing right there on the foot. So normally on the machine I'd be sewing like right here. If you don't sew on 5/8 with the cutter going, it can actually jam because it doesn't like cutting off just that much. So I don't like that about it either. But overall, as long as everything's threaded right and you do pamper it and pet it the way it wants to be, then it's an awesome serger. I can get everything done. I can usually, between these two machines, I can get one jumper for the 7-year-old done in 30 minutes once it's cut out. I usually do one day to cut everything out, and then I sew the next day. So, I mean, overall, I like the Janome brand. I like how it works, and I like the interchangeable parts. You don't have to use the expensive high-dollar brands. I love how you can use the different needles for it. That one actually has a blue jean needle on it right now because I just have so many different textures that I sew with. And then I also recently changed the top two needles for this one out to a stronger one because I needed something that could sew through thick materials. And I just, like I said, I use so many different textures of material, so it was just easier to just go with thicker materials. So overall, yes, I absolutely love my Janome machines. Everything is going to have something you don't like about it, and both of those do. But overall, I would highly recommend the Janome machines. So thanks again, you guys, for watching another video. If you have any, if you want to, just comment below with what machines you like and what you do and don't like, and if there's something that you like better, because I'm open for change. I actually have a third machine that's not pictured here, and it's an embroidery machine, and so, I'm open to try different things. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see y'all next time.